Have you ever had a day that is so overwhelming you cannot wait for it to end? That was my day. And there's this interesting aspect to our emotional experience that should be noted, which is that what you're feeling and putting out into the world will come back to you. So I understand that if I'm in a state of overwhelm and exuding that energy out into the world, more overwhelm will come to me. But despite knowing that, I can still get lost and swept up into my overwhelm of emotions. And that's what happened during this day, where I went out to look at properties here in Venice, Florida, to buy for my parents to live in. And this is an exciting childhood dream of mine, the ability to buy a home for my parents. And despite the good intention there, it was quite complicated. It was complex for me, trying to understand, why am I buying this property? How do I do it in a way where I feel good about it and my parents feel good about it? Everyone wins.
Well, I'm in an interesting space because I wouldn't live here. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not my personal vibe, and that's not really the point. I mean, look at this. This would be my bathtub. So, look, it's raining. Whoa. It's a rave down there. No way. What did I just do?
And what was really fascinating to observe was how little I know about making a purchase of this size, how little I know about real estate and what goes into that. And because of the controller in me, the part of me that likes to feel on steady ground and understand what's happening, because I didn't know what was happening, I went into a state of overwhelm. And then after that state of overwhelm, I felt myself say, okay, what I need right now is some food. My blood sugar is dropping. We've been looking at these houses. I just want to go eat and have a meal that feels refreshing and fills me up. And so we go to get lunch.
What will you be consuming for lunch today?
I don't know, my parents are raving about these lobster rolls that they haven't even tried yet. They just saw yesterday. So
apparently they're a really good deal.
They're a really good deal because you get free soup with them this week. Only this week though. Everything is in plastic, and we're doing this challenge where all the plastic that we buy or use while we're traveling, we have to travel with. We have to take it with us. And that means that we basically can't buy anything.
You can only buy produce that doesn't, we have to just...
Well, I just realized, we can't buy anything. But here's the crazy part that I'm realizing right now. Really, we're doing this and we're gaining a new awareness. But at the end of the day, the truth is that we're going to need to buy maca powders and things in the future. So all we're doing is delaying what we're eventually going to buy. There's nothing at the grocery store that we can buy that is not wrapped in plastic or put in plastic or eaten with plastic. And maybe I don't have quite the emotional experience around plastic as I did if I'm not already in a space of overwhelm. But when you start to spiral in your emotional experience, even an event that seems inconsequential, something that seems so small, becomes so big because it's piling on top of itself when there's no room to release it. It just builds up and builds up the pressure internally. It's not even, the challenge isn't to use as little plastic as possible. It's to carry the plastic that we do use with us so that it becomes cumbersome and annoying and we actually have to deal with it instead of it being out of sight, out of mind. And it sucks. It sucks. It's really...
It sucks. So stupid. It sucks.
And the thing is, I immediately went, well, no wonder we have plastic everywhere. That plastic is going to take 200 to 500 to 1,000 years to biodegrade, right? And looking at every single person leaving that store, that dude with the cart outside had a bag, probably had 13 plastic bags holding his stuff that was all packaged in plastic inside the plastic bags. And I started to have like a heart anxiety attack. I don't think I've ever had the like emotional overwhelm anxiety experience that I just did in a grocery store like that. Like when you really allow yourself to feel it, it's painful. And no wonder so many people just aren't allowing themselves to even feel it. We're not going to find a solution if people aren't willing to feel it, because it's the discomfort that often catalyzes a solution. But instead of being so uncomfortable by it, we just numb out to it. After this plastic emotional breakdown, the very next thing is I go home and I say, wow, okay, I finally have some space. I'm going to go into my room and I'm going to just release and meditate and stretch. And I get a call. I get a phone call from Azria, who tells me that there is someone in her field, there's someone in her space right now where she sees the potential of something romantic, sexual, whatever. And this is what that looked like.
None of it makes any sense, like this doesn't make any sense right now. I don't know. With Azria, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm choosing to just trust. And I'm listening, and I'm listening, and listening. And I'm trying so hard. And so, currently, at the end of the night, I feel no closer to any sort of resolution to any of these aspects, And so that's where I'm at.
And so as you can see, knowing that it's important to have space to release the emotions so that they don't build, understanding that the emotional experience that you're walking through life with will call back more of that. Just having that awareness doesn't make the choices for you. I didn't make the choice to create space during the day, and as a result, I spiraled in my overwhelm. And it's funny to look at it now and see it so clearly, and it doesn't matter how many years we've been in the work, that can still happen. And that's real life. I'm not sitting here telling you that that doesn't happen to me. It clearly does. I will cry over some plastic because I'm having a tough day. And what about you? Are you having a tough day? Have you had a tough week? And if so, have you created the intentional space to work through it and release it? If you haven't, go ahead and do so. And if you need some form of outlet for it, create that too. Get super duper creative and express yourself out into the world. You are seen, you are heard, and you are loved. Here's some of my creativity. Today, my heart hurts, and I know that's okay. Because the pain is only suffering when I need it to go away. So instead, I sit in stillness and allow myself to feel. Emotion, you are welcome here. This is how we heal. Thank you so much for watching this and taking the time out of your day to commit to the art of choosing love. And it is my hope that by showing you my heart, showing you the vulnerable, authentic, real sides of what I'm going through in my life, it will inspire you to share more of your heart and your authenticity and your unique voice with the world. And we want this to be a growing tribe. And in order for that to happen, we want you. So please subscribe, share this with your loved ones, engage in the comments with others who are on the same journey as you of using love as the compass. You are always, in all ways, seen, heard, and loved.